Everyone, welcome to day 256 of a Stitch a Day 365 days crochet challenge. In today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet this rosebud mesh stitch. So to make this stitch you will need the meshes to be a multiple of 8, and for each mesh we need 3 chains. So we need a multiple of 8 and multiply that by 3 chains. To add to that we need 8 chains for 4 double crochets on this side and 4 double crochets on this side. This is totally optional. You can just do the multiple of 8 into 3 mesh part alone, but then I feel that this part gives a nice border to the work. Okay, now to start off you're going to add 3 more chains, which counts as the first double crochet stitch. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, including the chain 3, that is we have 4 double crochet stitches. Now after this it's just a simple mesh stitch where you chain 2, skip 2 and make 1 double crochet. Again chain 2, skip 2, make 1 double crochet. Again chain 2, skip 2, make 1 double crochet. If you want these meshes to be small, you can adjust the number of stitches accordingly. I'm going to go ahead with this. Okay, so I'm going to make one more row of the same mesh stitch and I'll meet you back at row number 3. So here I am starting row number 3. Again you start off with a chain 3, which counts as the first double crochet. Make 3 more double crochets. Chain 2, make 1 double crochet. Again chain 2, make 1 more double crochet. Again repeat the same thing. Now again you can decide where you want to place these roses. Okay, wherever you want to place, you want to stop at 1 stitch before that, so for us to start the rose. Okay, now I want to place the rose here on the 4th mesh. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to start with a 8 chain. 8. Now you're going to pick up from the back loop only and take 7 loops. This is kind of like the Tunisian crochet stitch. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in total you will have 8 loops on your hook. Now yarn over, pull out of 2, 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 again yarn over, pull out of 2. Okay, now chain 1, turn your work, do the same thing. Go into each of these stitches and pull out 1 loop from each. Okay, Again come back with your return stitch by pulling out of two loops at a time. Okay, so now we have the leaf. We need to make the spine. So what you do is insert in between these two loops, pull out a loop and make a slip stitch. So you're just going into the stitches right here. You would see a spine here. So you just go into that, pull out a loop till you reach the end. Okay. So here we have our leaf. Now instead of chain 2, we are going to create a solid base below that leaf. So you're just going to make 3 double crochets into that space right there. Okay, and you're going to make 1 double crochet on top. Okay, now we are going to start off with the rows. To make the rows, you have to chain 12, and you're going to yarn over, insert into the first stitch and make 2 half double crochets. Okay, so basically you go into each of these stitches and make 2 half double crochets, which will bring your total to 24 stitches and which will also curl up this chain into a rosebud. You can see that your stitch is already curling. Okay, so once you're done with that, you're going to go into the so you want to secure this rows. So what I do is mean, in this pattern right here, it's not secured. It's supposed to curl up like this. But this is an acrylic yarn, and this is a cotton yarn. In acrylic yarn, you can just leave it like that. It's going to curl up. But the cotton yarn, it holds its shape a little bit better. So what I are going to do is, we're going to twist this to the shape that you want. Insert your hook from top and pull out a loop. Now insert into anywhere. You can just insert into any of these stitches, pull out a loop and secure it with a slip stitch, pull up a long loop. Now again come back, get this loop from the back. Okay, so basically from the back we got the loop to the front, made a slip stitch, and now you want to resume your stitch. So you just pull out the loop from the back. Okay, so here we have the loop. Now yarn over, just directly go into the next stitch and make one double crochet. Okay, before that you also want to secure the flower to your leaf. Okay, so before the next double crochet, just make a slip stitch at the foot of the leaf, and then you can just make one double crochet onto the next mesh. Okay, so here we have our first rows done. Now again chain 2, continue with your mesh stitches for the for the next 6 stitches. If you want the roses to be closer, you can do that as well. Okay, now you again start off from the leaf and repeat the same thing. Okay, Once you're done with 7 loops on both sides, you're just going to make slip stitches to come back to the base, also creating the vein for the leaf. Okay. Now make 3 double crochets into the next mesh and 1 double crochet on top, and do your chain 12 of rows. And make 2 half double crochets into each of these stitches, creating the rows. Okay, so once you're done with that, you're going to secure your stitch. Okay, so that is our second leaf done. You just continue making the mesh stitches for the rest of the row. So if you want to place these roses closer to each other, so we have taken a multiple of 8. Instead of a multiple of 8, you can go for a multiple of 4, again multiplied by 3 stitches, and you place these roses at every third stitch. You will probably want to make the leaf a little smaller, because you can see that the leaf extends up to the next 3 stitches. So if you're going to place one more rose here, it will be a little clustered. Okay. Done. And at the end of the row, you add 3 more double crochet stitches on top of the double crochet stitches. Now moving on to the next row, you again start off with 3, make 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches, creating the border, and then start your mesh stitch. So chain 2, make 1 double crochet. Okay. Now here we are where we made the roses. Now you just chain 2, make 1 double crochet into this. Okay. Again chain 2, you skip these double crochets and make 1 double crochet on top of that particular mesh stitch. Okay, leaving the leaf at the front. Okay, I'm going to make 1 more row and I'll meet you back at the 3rd row. So I've completed 1 row, and this is my 2nd row, not my 3rd row, the 2nd row, where I'm going to, so I've done 1, 2, 3 and 4 double crochets of mesh stitches. Now I want to secure, you can choose to either secure your leaf on the 4th stitch or the 5th stitch depending on how you want it to be. Okay, so if I'm going to secure at the 4th stitch, my leaf would look like this, and if I'm going to secure at the 5th one, it would look like this. Or if you want to do a little bit tilted, you can go for the 6th one as well. But then decide on the stitch where you want to secure and then maintain that throughout your work. So I'm going to do it in the 5th one so that it's slightly slanted. Okay, so just take out your hook, insert from here and pull out the loop out of this leaf. Okay, so now the leaf is secured there. You can just proceed with your mesh stitch like usual. Okay. Okay. So now moving on to the 2nd one, the 2nd rows, you want to again place it in the same angle. Okay, so to make it easier, what we can do is, see, you spot the stitch at the back. So this is the mesh where the leaf is placed. Okay, so you go up by 1 grid and move 1 to your left. Okay, so this is the grid where the leaf is, so I'm going to secure it in the next stitch. Okay, so I'll complete the next stitch, pull up the loop and insert your hook on top of the leaf, take out the loop, chain 2 and proceed with your stitch. Now you can see both the leaves are secured in the same angle. So that's what we do in row number 2 after the rosebud row. Now moving on to row number 3. So this is my rosebud row. So after this is my first mesh row, second mesh row. In the second mesh row, we secure the leaf. Now we are moving on to the third mesh row where we place the next row of roses. Okay. Again, this is totally up to you. If you want your design to have more number of roses, you can just continue placing the roses in the second row as well. Okay. So just spot the place where the leaves are secured. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 mesh in between. 5 whole unoccupied mesh stitches. So you want to do it in the middle, which is right here. So if you want to place it here, you want to go back 1 stitch. So after this leaf, you're going to skip. This is the first double crochet, second double crochet, third double crochet, and you start making your rows. Okay, so this is the way you have to crochet this rosebud stitch. I hope you understood this stitch. You just have to repeat this row over and over again till you reach the length that you want. So in one row, you will be placing it on the stitches in between these two flowers, and when you come to the next part of the rows, you just again start with 3 meshes, and then into the 4th mesh you're going to make this rows. So that's about this stitch. Do try this out, and if you have any doubts, you can leave it in the comment section below, or you can reach us out on our Instagram page. Thank you for watching, and I'll meet you tomorrow with yet another interesting crochet stitch.